Chapter 3 Have Some Tea. Episode 1 Tea at Candlelight.
Humanity is dying. I'm trying to survive in this environment. My name is Nigel. My friends call me Nigel Light. I live in the remains of a city where once you could live your dreams and where freedom and equality were highly valued. But that time is long gone. I am living an average life now, trying not to stand out of the crowd too much. And I have the feeling that this is about to change. Just arrived back in my apartment. What happened to me today changed my life for good, I'm sure. And maybe I never find out the truth about what exactly is going on, but this experience made me decide that from now on I will never give up pursuing a more fulfilling life. I arrived at the agreed place on time, even somewhat early. It was just about to get dark and the streets were filled with people. On their way to get a quick bite, have some actual social human contact. I had mixed feelings, intensely scared on the one hand. It was not for nothing that I would manage to survive this far. I learned from the mistakes that lots of my friends can no longer regret. They were all gone. And on the other hand, it was a strange, curious, maybe even exciting feeling. Like this was a change that I was ready for. A new chapter in my existence. I just had to do this. I arrived. The crappy furniture shop on the corner. This was the place that Hank said I would meet that sect-like organization. I noticed the black hat when I entered the shop, just as Hank said. That must be my contact. He was looking at some old chairs in the back of the shop. I walked up to him as if I was interested in some chair that stood over there. I said the words that Hank instructed me to use. I wonder if this chair sits as shitty as it looks. The reply fitted to what Hank mentioned. I hope not. It is all that I can afford. I looked up to see the face of my contact. It was a woman. "Follow me," she whispered. I followed her through the streets. She moved swiftly, even gracefully. Deftly she kept her surroundings in view. I could tell that she was experienced in staying unnoticed. I did my best to keep up and blend in the normal street life as much as I could. Barely able to keep track of where we exactly were. Then, suddenly, she entered a coffee shop. I followed. Some easy listening music was playing from some cheap-ass speakers. There were some people there, sitting scattered across the place. She sat down at the table. I joined her. On the table, a candle. The lights were somewhat dimmed. It was a surreal setting, like being in the scene of one of those B movies, you know. She was in a strange way a familiar lady, but I was too tense to give that any more thought. Have some tea. She offered me a cup of tea. Not the coffee that I hoped for, but better than nothing. I could definitely use some coffee that moment. Well, anyway.
Have a seat and ease your mind. The lights are dim. She pours me a cup of tea. Have I been blind? The who, the truth, confused, approved, divide, is right.
She signaled someone sitting in the back of the shop, and swiftly tea was served. I expected her to say something by now, but she started to sip on her tea. Maybe she was observing me. Maybe first had to calm down a little or something. Maybe she was waiting for someone else. I decided to go with the flow and also have the tea. The tea had a strange flavor, like some old decaying truffle had been soaked in together with a reused tea bag. Well, I decided not to mention that. I figured it would be rude. In the meantime, she started to softly talk, chit-chat about the weather, complaining about the lousy conditions we had to live in. Same old complaining that everybody does nowadays. While she was talking, I briefly closed my eyes. I saw this lady I noticed on the street the other day. The one that supported this strange guy. Was it her? Can that be? Then suddenly I heard a voice in my head. Prophet. The word was hard copied into my brain. Prophet. Why was I thinking that? The flavor of the tea. I knew that I'd seen her before. I felt myself wander off. What was happening?
Have some tea. Tea at candlelight. Let your mind expand. Ancient storylines. Universal designs.